Brothers and sisters, today we celebrate the Kazanskaya icon of the Mother of God. The icon is here in the center of the church, and what we commemorate today is a series of events that happened in the beginning of the 1600s. The scene was a terrible scene. Time of troubles, of disarray. Society in ancient Moscow was falling apart. The Polish armies were approaching. The city was surrounded. But also they were racked with division from within. The enemy sent sneakily people in to infiltrate society and to foster division and to try to bring people over to their side. And the people of Moscow understood that this was not just an invading army, but it was an army bringing conquering power and also a conquering culture and faith. They understood that if they would be victorious, the conquering Polish armies would overrun the Orthodox Church and install their own. The actual nature and character of the Russian people were at stake. And so they tried fervently to overcome their enemy as best as they could, despite division, despite weaknesses and shortcomings. They tried. Finally, at the direction of the Patriarch Hermogenes, they instituted a fast and prayed fervently to the Mother of God. And with the icon of the Kazan Mother of God, they made a procession around the fortress, and they were protected. Suddenly, the Polish armies retreated, were overcome, eventually returned home. The time of troubles, of course, were still far from being finished, but a grave enemy was overcome. Now, with this imagery of a military victory, it is easy for us to see the intercession and protection of the Mother of God. But this very event, not only in preserving the Orthodox faith in Russia, protecting from foreign invaders, is also quite significant for us. Our lands, brothers and sisters, may not be invaded right now in 2012 by any kind of foreign armies. Our city itself is safe. Our borders are strong. Our defenses are well maintained. But internally, we are always under attack. We have temptations. We have sickness. We have discord. We have sorrow. Our thoughts run away with us. And so we are always under attack. And the attacks from the devil, weigh down on us especially then when we don't have harmony within ourselves, don't have harmony within our homes. How hard it is, we know, for us to pray when we're arguing with our husband or our wife. How difficult it is to pray when there's so much trouble at work. We just got off the beltway and our anger's at a fevered pitch. Without harmony, without wholeness, it is difficult for us to overcome the assaults that we encounter. And so the Mother of God is there for us. The Mother of God, if we run to her with prayerfulness and repentance, she will hear our petitions. She will intercede for us to her Son on our behalf, so that we may be strengthened and overcome all the attacks that we feel. Now, there were some who were sneaky in 1612 and infiltrated Russian society to bring about division. We have to be careful within our own society to see where there is division. Unfortunately, as we approach the national election, the election will in many ways highlight our divisions, highlight differences, political leanings, one way or the other way. But that's not so significant. What's significant at this election are the moral issues on the ballot. And if our society redefines basic institutions instituted by God Himself, then we open ourselves up to further division and further chaos and further confusion. We, just as the inhabitants of Moscow, as they prayed and fasted fervently, but also sent out their armies to defend as best as possible, we must do everything that we can possible to defend our country, to defend our faith, to defend the truth of God. And whether we are victorious or not, regardless, this issue or any other issue, what matters is that we run to God, that we run to His Mother, that we fervently ask for help, and that we do everything that we can to live a righteous life. That's all that matters. So, brothers and sisters, when we feel attacks coming from all sides, temptations, difficulties, let us never despair. The people in Moscow, they were at their wits' end. They saw these armies approaching. They saw their fortresses falling. They felt the division within their society and civil powers. They were completely at wits' end. But the faithful ones did not despair. And so too, no matter how much we feel life is difficult, sickness or sorrow, temptations of any kind, we should never despair. Always trust in the Mother of God. She lovingly looks over the faithful ones. She lovingly protects those who run to her. And she, as a mother, as a hen protects her chicks, she looks over us and watches and protects and intercedes for us. We are never alone. The devil wants us to think that we are alone. He wants us to be separated. He wants us to be divided. But knowing that our Mother of God is there to watch over us, we know we are never alone. And if we fervently pray with all of our hearts, then God will bless us with a greater sense of harmony, with a greater sense of unity, if we strive for such things. And with that, we will overcome sin. We will overcome division. We will overcome temptations and lead a peaceful, prosperous, Orthodox life. Amen.